And do you want me to put on the timer?
I'll put it
Great.
on
Okay.
fast. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me here today, Jax. I am happy to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to meet.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to get to know more about Texas State Athletic Incorporated Department and what's going on with you. But before we start, I would like to ask for your permission. Is it okay that this session is recorded?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, this is kind of where I'm going to be asking like the discovery questions, getting to know more about your organization, more about your role, and what outcomes you want to see from this consulting service.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So, let's start off by understanding what the current situation is looking like. So, could you maybe elaborate on the current state of your organization? And has that led to your, oh, wait, I messed up. I'm sorry. Yeah, just please elaborate on the current state of your organization and what specific factors or challenges prompted the consideration for this consulting service.
Yeah, so Texas State Athletics Incorporated has been around for probably 2.5 decades now. And I took over my position, gosh, it'll be 3 years tomorrow. Can you believe that? It's crazy. Um, But what I'm struggling with is so I'm in charge of the entire Quidditch department. Yes, there's a whole department for that because it's like a whole thing.
Mhm.
But I'm having a harder and harder time each year recruiting students to join. And that's affecting funding and all this other stuff. So my main goal is to increase interest and like essentially signups and retention for the teams.
Okay. So you are looking to have more attention towards your Quidditch program specifically, is what I'm
Yes.
hearing.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. May I just say, Quidditch, awesome sport.
Yeah.
Excited to be a part of this. Can you provide specific examples or instances of maybe not finding enough people, or what's that look like to you?
Yeah. So at the beginning of every semester, because this is a year-round sport, so we have one in the spring and as well as the fall. So I'll use this spring as an example. We had like an initial kind of like recruitment event where we invite people out to watch an alumni team play, and we have like kind of like make an event out of it. We have like food trucks and stuff like that. And then we get people to try to sign up to participate in like a fun like 2 week tournament before we actually start doing tryouts for the team. And for reference, when I first took over the team, which it was the roughest for them that year, they had 472 people sign up. And this year we only had 13. So you can see there's
It's a big drop.
the big drop. So
Okay, yeah, no, that definitely sounds like an issue that we need to resolve. So we're gonna work on that together. Um, so I kind of want to pick your brain and see what the future looks like for your Quidditch program at Texas State.
yeah.
Um, what do you envision an ideal outcome for this consulting service? And how would you describe the transformation you wish to see for your organization or project?
Yeah, so part of it is like legacy motivated. Texas State is known for, I think it's number 3 in the country for its Quidditch program. True that.
Perhaps.
And I obviously there's some sort of like expectations I have of myself and of this program to continue like some sort of legacy in that arena. And then I also just really want to have it be like a very positive impact on the university. I want it to be diverse. I want it to be just like a very like high level of like excitement and motivation to be involved and everything. I just want it to be a really good impact overall in the university.
Okay, totally. And can you give me some specific improvements that you're aiming for with this team?
Like assuming the team is already kind of put together.
Yes.
I would say I would like for student leadership to continue to improve. Obviously, as the program director, I oversee a lot of it, but every year I am looking for essentially like role models within the team to rise up and run things. It's also like a really good experience for them. We're actually in works with the business department to create an internship program where the students can be in an internship and be like a leader on the team and for the program to receive school credit. So I want to see some like natural born leaders kind of rise up to those occasions. Um, and then I would also like to see like probably just really consistent morale. You know, we have a lot of practices. We practice from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. We practice from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So like there's a lot of commitment. And I just really would like to see people excited to be a part of that.
Totally. Yeah. How do you envision these objectives contributing to the overall success of this organization?
Well, I think with the consistency of people going to practice and being excited that working towards a legacy, being successful in how we play will inevitably kind of impact that. Um, and then yeah, I think if students are trying to focus on how they can be a leader within the Quidditch program, that I think it's just going to have a very good overall impact. And I think I guess that's a really good example for new people that want to join the team. They're seeing their peers, maybe the ones running these events instead of like, you know, staff, adult staff that aren't even a part of the school in terms of being a student.
Yeah, totally understand that. Could you possibly provide me now with a little bit more detail about the key individuals involved in the recruitment process and maybe more specifically your role in the process?
Yeah, so I mean, it's mainly me. I do have one work study student that helps me with some administration work. And then I do have one other fully staffed person, but they are technically half and half. They are 50% of their time with the Quidditch program and 50% of their time with the um, golf program.
Hmm.
So as you can see there, with them both being all year round sports, they are kind of splitting their time. And sometimes we have tournaments on the same weekends, and it's kind of hard. Sometimes one of the departments has to kind of sacrifice some of the help. And so that can be very difficult.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there's maybe a lack of personnel with the recruiting department, possibly.
Right. Yes. And because I am a high level executive, I also have like another team that I run that is kind of irrelevant to this project. Just so you're aware, I have many people that I oversee.
Okay. Sounds like you're doing a lot besides just this Quidditch program.
Yes.
Um, how would you characterize currently with your 13 players? How would you characterize their culture?
Tight knit. So there's the benefit of having like a very like I think a few of them even came in together. So there's kind of like a little community going on. So it's almost kind of cool. We can build up from that. Um, otherwise, like there, it seems very casual. I don't think that they understand. We had a lot of our players graduate last year, which I think is a huge thing. So I don't think they really understand the responsibility they have to fully commit to this type of sport and tournament thing.
Okay. So would you say a lack of commitment might need more attention within this program?
I could definitely say that for sure.
Okay. So in terms of performance and cultural improvements, how do you envision measuring the success or impact um, of this consulting service on the program?
Hmm. That's a very good question. This is my first experience working with the consultant service, so I'm not really sure exactly how specific we can get, but
Mhm.
I would like to be able to have a healthy number of recruiters, for one. So this would probably have to, bleed into at least a future semester so that we could see some actual results. Yeah, so increasing the numbers for recruiters for one, and then maybe I don't know. I could see us evaluating the overall like a survey almost for the team that we do have to see their commitment level or something. Like we don't
Mhm.
have to take that route specifically, but if there was a way to measure how happy people were on the team as well as their commitment level compared to other things that they have going on could be very valuable, I feel like.
Okay, yeah, that could definitely help. Has there been any previous initiatives uh or strategies attempted to address this challenge of lack of commitment or lack of recruits?
I think on a surface level, I think that, like last year we only had like 100 people sign up. So we already started to see that decline.
Mhm.
So the semester right after that, we tried to, kind of make the events more fun, bring in alumni. It wasn't always like that. That was something I created. So, I just really wanted to try to like make it a more fun event. But at the end of the day, I don't really feel like we were getting down to the root causes of anything. We were just kind of making surface level changes. So,
Okay. And do you have any specific lessons that were learned through these attempts?
yes, our budget is not that supportive. I can't go and just because we need people, I can't just go and, have a food truck brought in because,
Mm.
um, you know, we're wanting more surface level attention. It made the event more fun. There was 1,200 people that came, but with the amount of people that signed up, they were more interested in the entertainment versus the actual purpose of the event. So
Okay. And can I maybe get your preference on what approach or what type of collaboration you are looking for from me specifically?
I think some in-person evaluations would be very helpful. I'd love for you to come in and observe kind of what I'm experiencing in terms of working with staff, in terms of um, observing like the excitement level or commitment level from the team members and just kind of getting you on the ground. I would very much prefer that type of approach.
Okay. And lastly, is there any additional information that can provide me valuable insights or provide a more comprehensive understanding of your organization that can help me um, as we move forward?
I mean, I did see in your like stuff that you sent over that you're also a coach. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just was maybe curious if we could potentially pair something together just because I feel like I want some tools to walk away with long term on how to approach these things in the future or how to run my team and stuff like that. So If we can somehow incorporate that together, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
possible.
No, that'll definitely charge you, but yeah. Um, so that's all the questions that I have for you right now, but it seems like we are going to work together and try and maybe get more recruits, more eyes on this program, and hopefully bump those numbers up to where they once were. And maybe Quidditch will be a top priority for some of these students in the future.
I like it. Sounds good.
All right, we will talk soon. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Good job, Ben.
I did way too much script reading. I was like, oh my God. Like I did that same thing when we started doing the coaching thing too. Like I start off like having a script in front of me, and then as we start going in, I'm like, you can't just like read off the script with these type of things.
You can. You
Kind
have to make it conversational, I feel like.
yeah, I just
But let me boost you up a little first.
yeah,
So, first of all, I think you have a very calming presence. Like, I think anyone would love to sit down and have a conversation with you. Like, you're very easy to talk to. And I definitely felt listened to. I also feel like your questions were very in depth. Like, I was solely invested in my Texas State Athletics Incorporated Quidditch program. And I feel like as a consultee that I would feel as if you are really trying to get to know everything that's going on. And I mean, I feel like you did that pretty well for only having 10 minutes. Like I felt like we got to a lot of stuff and a lot of really good questions. So really good job with developing this.
thank you.
Yeah. I would say, dang, I should have written it down. There was a few questions I might steal from you. I really liked. Um,
I can send them to you too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll share mine with you too. Um, yeah, I also felt like the structure of everything was like pretty solid, like your introduction and kind of like your explanation of like what this is for, and then navigating me, the client, through the meeting and then kind of wrapping it up. Again, I don't really know what the wrap up exactly is supposed to look like, but it felt concluded for me. So, good job. I would say if I had to give some sort of constructive feedback, um, probably just because it's your very, very first time. But yeah, just kind of like the scripted like piece of it where like you're reading and there were a few moments where right when I was done answering, you were kind of going into the next one. And I could almost tell that you were thinking about it while I was answering.
Yeah.
And so to just don't be afraid to slow down and like just be totally present with me. I'd rather you be like, okay, and then, oh yeah, let's do this and feel like you're really connected with me in the moment, than feeling like you need to connect or think about the next question. So, but that's, I mean, you did great for your first time. That's awesome.
I definitely totally agree with you. And I was thinking during this feedback, would it be would it be like necessary to like start off maybe a conversation like as you're consulting someone like have you ever worked with consultants before? Like what is your understanding of consulting and then kind of give them what you
Yeah.
like I
So
feel like that might be a
you definitely could. So if you remember, there is the new client survey that they fill out before this discovery call.
yes.
So I don't know what you had in yours exactly. Like I have mine right here. And like one of my questions is specifically, oh, because it's blurry. One of my questions specifically is, sorry, I can send it to you, but
Oh,
it is, have you ever received consulting services before? If so,
mhm,
were those consulting services related to your current goal?
mhm.
So that might be good stuff for you to evaluate before this one even takes place. So you kind of know how to approach them, like what mindset to go into with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, if it doesn't fit into that pre-client survey, I definitely think asking now would be a good time.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna stop recording.
Okay, cool.